Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 4, in Introduction to Linguistic Class 2023E. Would like to do a presentation about SLA, or Second Language Acquisition. So what is Second Language Acquisition? Second Language Acquisition is the process by which people learn a second language. Second language acquisition is also the scientific discipline devoted to studying that process. Scroll, please. Okay, the first one in SLA, we have the study second language acquisition. What do we have in the study of second language acquisition? First one, we have the role of the first language. Second one, the nature of an interlanguage. Third one, the final state. And the last one is variation in performance. All of that will explained by my friend Dava Atala. Time is yours.
The study of second language acquisition. The number one is the role of the first language. The similarity of a second language learner's speech to their native tongue is one of the most obvious characteristics. As a result, when two people speak English, the person whose first language is French is probably going to sound different from the person whose first language is German. Number two is the nature of an interlanguage. Interlanguage grammar, or IL, is influenced by both the first language and the second language. For instance, a German speaker learning English will have EL, grammar features of both languages. For example, a German speaker learning Canadian English will pronounce eyes as eyes by applying the rule of syllable final obstruent, devoicing, and the rule of Canadian rising. This result in the input form ending in a voiceless consonant, triggering Canadian rising. The third one is the final stage. The file of the second language acquisition focus on the communicative competence, which includes both grammatical accuracy and communicative ability. This includes skills beyond core linguistic domains like phonetics, phonology, morphology, syntax, and semantics. It includes textual competence, sociolinguistic competence as illocutionary competence. This skill allow for measuring second language knowledge and ability, constructing proficiency tests, and designing balanced scores. The model of communicative competence allow for the appropriate use of language in the various contexts, ensuring effective communication and understanding.
Number two is interlanguage grammar. L2, phonology. Phonology focuses on segmental and prosodic characteristics affecting consonant and vowels, while prosodic phonology deals with phonological phenomena affecting multiple segments like syllable and stress. Segmental phonology. Language have segmental inventory requiring second language learners to produce and perceive new sounds. Adult second language speech is accented through phonological and phonetic transfer from the native language. For example, French accented English differs from German accented English due to difference in initial consonant. Markedness. Linguists use the concept of markedness to describe the ease of simplicity of learning a language. Structures that are simple or common are unmarked, while complex or less common structures are marked. Language typology explores similarities and differences among languages. Using implicational universal, the markedness differential hypothesis suggests that typologically marked structures are more difficult for second language learners, but this is not always the case. Acquiring new features, second language phonology often raises the question for whether one can learn material not found in their first language. Some argue that if a phonological feature is lacking in the first language, acquiring contrast based on the future is impossible. However, some case how that structures absent from the first language can be acquired. Number 2 is L2 syllabification. Language very insayable structures with Arabic allowing CVC and Mandarin Chinese allowing dilation and epenthesis. As proficiency increase, learners make more epenthesis repairs, making them easier for listeners to understand. Stress assignment. L2 learners must learn the language stress patterns as seen in Polish accent. This leads to stress on the penultimate syllable in English, and non-native stress patterns as seen in Polish example.
And then the next one, there is factor affecting SLA. Number one factor is the age. Language learner age does not necessarily affect their final proficiency in a second language. The critical period hypothesis suggests that there is no optimal time for language acquisition. However, there is no evidence that biological factors such as brain laceration prevent adults from acquiring proficiency in a second language. Research shows that adults can reach a final state indistinguishable from native speakers, and some can even perform within the range of native speaker in pronunciation. And then number two, there is individual differences. Researchers are exploring the relationship between individual traits and second language acquisition success. One potential avenue is examining the impact of empathy, a trait that allows learners to view situations from different perspectives. However, the definition of empathy and its correlation with success are complex issues that require further investigation.
And then the last one here, we have the L2 classroom. Language, or what is the L2 classroom? Language classrooms can be sheltered environments for students to learn and practice second languages, but their success rate may decrease when teachers are involved, as classrooms vary by individual students and teachers. The first one here, we have focused on form. Focus on form in second language classes involves explicit instruction about the language's form and explicit connection, and explicit correction. While short-term improvements may occur, long-term effects may not be significant. However, explicit instruction can be beneficial when it occurs within meaningful interactions. Spontaneous focus on form can be beneficial, and teachers who provide opportunities for both preemptive and reactive focus on form can serve learners well. And then that's it for our poster. And next one, we will answer all of the questions from Google Classroom. So here are our questions for our topic. First one, we have, why do we say that mathematics is learned, not acquired? Question number one will be answered by Dava. Time is yours.
Okay, the answer about the question number one is mathematics is considered learned rather than acquired because it involves a conscious and structured process of understanding concepts, memorizing formulas, and applying specific rules. Unlike language acquisitions, which can occur naturally through exposure and interaction, learning mathematics typically requires explicit instruction, deliberate practice, and systematic problem-solving strategies. This distinction aligns with the behaviorist theory in education, which emphasizes learning through repetition and reinforcement, as opposed to the naturalistic acquisition processes observed in language learning. The question number two answered by my friend. Next.
And for the answer for number 2 is for language acquisition to occur, the input must be comprehensible. meaning it should be slightly above the learner's current proficiency level as per Krashen input hypothesis. This input should also be rich in context, meaningful, and varied, allowing learners to infer rules and patterns naturally. Interactionist theories highlight the importance of social interaction, suggesting that conversational input, where learners can negotiate meaning and receive feedback, is particularly beneficial.
For the number 3A is the answer is that we agree with this statement. Interference from the L1, also known as language transfer, is a significant source of errors in L2 learning. Learners often apply grammatical structure, vocabulary, and pronunciation rules from their native language to the second language, leading to mistakes. And for the number 3B, we disagree with this statement. While high IQ may contribute to certain cognitive advantage in learning, such as better memory and analytical skill, it is not the sole determinant of language learning success. Motivation, attitude, and exposure and effective learning strategies are equally, if not more, important. Research in SLA shows that individuals with average IQs can achieve high levels of language proficiency if they are motivated, have access to rich input, and practice consistently.
Last question is, do you believe that second language learning is possible with only a focus on function, communication, and focus on form grammar? Why? Explain our answer. So our answer that we believe the second language learning is possible with a primary focus on function and communication, but a complete disregard for form and grammar may limit proficiency and accuracy. The communicative approach to language teaching emphasizes meaningful interaction and practical use, which can lead to fluency and functional language use. However, some attention to form and grammar is necessary to ensure that learners can produce accurate and structurally sound language. And next one, we have real life example and analysis. Consider an adult learner in an immersive environment, such as living in a country where the L2 is spoken. Initially, the focus might be on functional language for daily communication. The learner may quickly become conversationally fluent by engaging in real-life interactions, negotiating meaning, and receiving feedback from native speakers. This aligns with the interactionist theory, which stresses the importance of social interaction in language acquisition. However, without any formal instruction on grammatical rules, the learner may develop fossil errors, persistent mistakes that become ingrained over time. So that is our presentation. We are sorry if we have any mistakes, any mistake words as well. Thank you very much for your attention and for watching this video. And Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.